Take me to the king. Truth is, I'm tired. Options are few. I'm trying to pray.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everyone, you guys, this year is flying. So, welcome to Scbookgals and Friends. It's another Tuesday night, and this is your girl, Patrice Grumble. How are you guys? I know that the holiday brings on uh, happiness for some, stress for others, for kids, that anticipation. So, I just want you guys to take a chance and breathe. Just breathe, okay? You don't have to get any thoughts together. Just take a moment and breathe. All right, there we go. So, tonight's author, y'all, we all know Miss Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus to be a wonderful person. She's chilling with Santa and they all lovey dovey. But somebody now made Miss Claus mad, y'all, because the book that our featured author tonight is bringing, I'm not even gonna tell y'all the title, okay? So I'm gonna let y'all see the title for yourself. Because when she sent me this book title, I said, "Oh, okay, let me find out." All right. So without further ado, I am going to bring up our feature author tonight, Miss Fatima Munroe. Come on up, girlie.
Hi.
Hi. So, unfortunately, you guys, we won't be able to see her, but we do have her beautiful picture and that beautiful smile that she has is going to represent her tonight. Okay. Because our girl is handling some business. So, before we go any further, you have to tell us a little bit about yourself because I really want to get into this book here. You know what I'm saying? But let's talk about you first.
Okay. Not a problem. I've been writing for oh my gosh, I think it's been about 10 years now. I've got a pretty decent catalog out. Outside of writing, I'm I have a job where in corporate. And then I also took on another roles, and the role that I took on, I'm actually in training for currently. Um, Outside of that, I'm a mom. I like to travel and I love talking to people. Haven't done a book tour in about 5 years, but I think it's time for me to come. I think it's coming. I think there's a book tour in my future for next year.
You know, everybody is starting to get out. I've gotten, I think, about 3 to 4 invitations for book tours.
Hmm.
Um, One, as far as Michigan.
Hmm.
Y'all know me, I don't like flying. I am afraid of heights. So,
Hmm.
Michigan, y'all have fun. Teresa.
Now, Michigan, I can tell you just from experience. I mean, not necessarily just the tours themselves, but Michigan as a state, that's a good time.
Mhm.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do, especially on the book tours, the book events that are in Detroit or right outside Detroit or somewhere in that area. That's a good time. You're gonna have a blast if you can get over that fear of flying. You will have a ball. I can guarantee you that.
See, that's, I think I got to get over this fear because everybody's telling me,
See,
Teresa, you got to
you're
travel.
missing
You got to
out.
travel. But listen here, God gave me 2 feet that's supposed to stay on this ground.
Yeah,
Planes
yeah.
And I live next to the airport, you guys. See, y'all should see me. I literally sometimes when it gets real, I live next very about 5 minutes away from the airport.
Mm-hmm.
And then another 5 minutes away from the Air Force Base.
Mm-hmm.
There
Oh,
are times, yes,
you hear
we're talking
everybody.
everybody
Mm-hmm.
rattling up windows. Whew, okay.
I know they keep your house shaking.
What? And don't let it be a late flight and I'm sleeping. All you hear
Mm-hmm.
is this rumble coming, and I'm like, oh, here it goes. Sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just stood still because I was like, hey, that one they hovering in it. So scared. So 10 years.
About 10 years. I know I started I wrote my first book in April of 2015. So it's been about 10 years.
So how does it feel to be in it for 10 years?
It was surreal. That I can say. My first book, I cried. I mean, like when I sent my manuscript out to a few publishers and everybody sent me back a contract. So when initially saw my name on that book, I mean, it was surreal. So, I mean, you're always chasing that first feeling that you initially had when you've initially seen your name on that book. So 10 years, I mean, I hadn't really sat down and thought about it, but I mean, recently I was just like, oh wow, it's really been 10 years, honestly. So
So do you still get that same feeling each time when you release a new book?
I do. I still get those release day jitters. I still get that chill when I hit upload on Amazon. I mean, it's still very real for me, as if it's that first book releasing all over again 10 years ago. So yes, I mean, it's a great feeling and I love it. But yeah, I
So
mean, yeah, it's great.
what made you want to become an author and to, because I know a lot of authors, they drop a book, they're
Mhm.
not, the book doesn't get the attention that it deserves, or the book
Mhm.
doesn't take off like they want to, so they're not like, all right, cool, I
Mhm.
tried to throw it away. But what
Mhm.
made you want to become an author and stick to it?
When I wrote my first book, it was after I lost my dad in the hospital because we lived in Georgia and my dad was in Chicago. So my brother and I just kind of hopped on the road when we found out he was sick. And on that road drive up and then back down to Georgia, I mean, I did a lot of reading to try to get my mind off of what I was going to go see. Ultimately, I mean, even though you want everything to work out for the best, sometimes when that time is there when you're going to lose that person or when you're going to lose a loved one. So it was more so me trying to get my mind off of that. So I wanted to tell a story. It didn't necessarily need to be my story. I just wanted to tell a story. So so that's how that initially came about when I wrote my first book. It was just kind of,
So well, 10 years, somebody's loving it. And I've seen your name several times on my Facebook, TikTok, and what's the other one? Instagram. So I was like, okay, okay. This book, I have the cover up.
Patrice, I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? I think when she dropped, we were having a little technical difficulties. So,
Okay, I see you're talking, but I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
okay. Yeah, that's what I'm about to. I'm Can you hear?
Let me see if maybe it's my phone.
Okay, so I'm gonna do. Y'all, I'm about to do some sign language. Okay, go out, go out, go out. So I'll just kick her out. If
Hello, hello. Patricia, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try and go out and come back in and see if that'll.
so, while she's going out and coming back in, you guys, I'm gonna step in here and tell y'all. You guys have 2 more days to get your nominations in for the Inspiring Authors Book Gal Awards. 2 days, you guys, to say this person or this book or this individual deserves the title. 2 days. So, have you entered your authors yet? Okay. So, we have podcasts, author of the year, male author of the year, children's book, paranormal, erotica, nonfiction, poetry. We have all these awards. So remember, you have until Christmas night, midnight, to get your nominations in. Now, when January 1st rolls around, I am going to have all the um, individuals who made the cut because the top three are going to go to the final round. Okay. I am going to contact them. I am going to tell them that they have been nominated. So you might see them popping up all over the place. I hope the person that you nominate become one of the finalists. And then on my very first show for season 4, we are going to announce the winners. Season 4. It is so crazy saying that, you guys, because I still remember my first show. It was about 15, 20 minutes, and I held my breath. And if you told me that day that I would be here for season 4, I would have said you're a liar. Because I can see myself doing that. But now I can't see myself missing an opportunity to interact with you guys to kill that stigma of Black people don't read, or if you want to hide it from someone of color, put it in the book. I love to bring these authors up where they can tell you about their book, about their love of writing and what made them want to write and what writing does for them, and present their babies, their books that they have created. Okay. So remember, you have until Christmas. Okay. So what else do we have going on? The books are open for new interviews in 2026. So we're going to be doing this a little differently because I do know that there are some authors that just have stage fright, and I totally understand that. So what I've done is I've opened up my Sundays to do pre-recorded interviews for you guys. Okay. So authors, if you want to talk about your books but you're afraid to do it live, I totally understand. We can do a pre-recorded interview or we can do a blog interview. Okay. Pre-recorded is me and the author. We will come on a Sunday, come into the studio and we will record it and then we'll play it on a later podcast. Okay. And or you could do a blog interview where I send you the questions, you send them back, and it'll appear on our blog on scbookalsandfriends.com, and possibly you could be the author of the month and be inside Inspiring Authors magazine. Okay. So those are two things that we have coming out in 2026. Still coming back with the book reviews, added on video reviews. I'm learning some more about that, you guys. Got to get a little bit more of this social media content thing going on, but we'll be working on that. Okay. So we are still waiting for her to come back, but her book was called Miss Claus is a Serial Killer. She done made Miss Claus kill people, y'all. Father Christmas was my beginning, my middle, and my end, and I crave his presence forever in love with his essence. Santa Claus was the air I breathe until she discovered he was keeping secrets. Secrets that broke my heart from time to time. Yet, when I said to death do us apart, you guys, she meant that. So the tagline for her book is "We never said those death when we took our vows." So that's strong. I mean, everybody when they do their vows, they say till death do us apart. But do we truly mean till death do us apart? I really think that that's really shaky because some people take that a little bit too far, and some people they're just in love that we've had people say they die from a broken heart, whereas one individual dies first and then later on maybe month two three or maybe up to a year the next person dies, and they have a tendency to say they died of a broken heart. So that line to death do us apart, yeah, it can be kind of crazy. But her book is actually out. It's on Goodreads. It has a 4.2 rating. I've read a little bit. I can't tell y'all what happened, but let's just say Father Christmas, he, he shouldn't have did it. He just should have stayed faithful. This is one of those books whereas you should. It's one of those books. Okay, it's very short, very sweet. It's a novella, so it's like 83 pages long, you guys. And like I said, it is currently on Amazon, and she has it on her website. So, um, she still have a little difficulty getting in, but I will tell you more about her. I'll show you her catalog. She has been in the game, or when I say in the game, in the literary business for 10 years. And hold on. Can you hear me now? Okay, now why you got Miss Claus killing Santa?
She didn't kill him.
No, she didn't kill him, but come on, man. That's supposed to be. That's why you give Miss Claus that deadly turn? Okay, so you guys, let me stop saying deadly. She was there. She was this close to there. But psychological thriller is one of the genres that is not really seen in the African American community. Okay,
Hmm.
why did you decide to put Miss Santa Claus in a psychological thriller?
Um, First off, why not? And and second, because it hadn't been done. Everybody sees Mrs. Claus as, happy go lucky. We all love Mrs. Claus. She's baking cookies, she's tending to the elves. Um Nobody sees her as behind bars serving quadruple life. So
Listen, all I can say is, wow. Like I got okay. I can't go that far. I'll come back to that part because
okay.
when I say that, you're gonna be like, "What in the world?" So you took the the beautiful, sweet image of Mrs. Claus,
Hmm.
and you made her to man. I'll go ahead and say it, the chick from Acrimony.
I mean, she's still sweet.
How?
She's still
Like
sweet. So okay, for instance, in the book, um, she there was characters where you can tell that she showed empathy to in a way. Um, she loved her some Rudolph. Rudolph always went with her went out in the world.
You guys, she literally put the Christmas in the psychological thriller. She literally turned my whole world of Christmas. I mean, you can't look at Santa Claus is coming to town the same anymore. Cause I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
but what made you want to do this? I mean, I love the concept. I
Hmm.
love the flip. I
Hmm.
love that. It's um like there is a series of book in the library, you guys, that comes from the standpoint of the Disney villains, not
Hmm.
the princesses, but Ursula and the Wicked Stepmother. I love those because nobody ever hears the side of the bad guy. Even
Right.
there's a children's book that is called The True Story of the Three Little Big Pigs. And that was told by the wolf, and it is the cutest story, you guys.
Hmm.
And you did that with Mrs. Claus. Like, you didn't even think about doing it to Santa. You brought the innocent, well, she ain't old in this book. And I mean, y'all look at the beautiful picture of Mrs. Claus. God.
You're so sweet.
The cover is so it's beautiful, it's innocent, but then it's just that cursive handwriting, serial killer. That's enough to make somebody stop and be like, hold up. And that's what it did to me, you guys. When she sent it to me, this me, what the devil? The sister said Mrs. Claus was a serial killer? And that's why I said, what the, and I bet you were giggling when I sent that back because I was like, I can't believe this. But back
I
to my
just bust
question.
out laughing.
What made you want to use Mrs. Claus and not Santa Claus?
Every so when you think about Christmas horror, right? It's always the deranged killer that's dressed up as Santa Claus, right? It's always the guy that knocks on the door. He's got the axe, he's got the dirty Santa Claus suit with the bloody axe, and he's ready to kill somebody. You don't think about Mrs. Claus in that way. I mean, you don't think about Mrs. Claus behind bars, Mrs. Claus and sectioned off in her own section of the prison, below, where, because so that way she's not harming the prisoners because she has a mean streak. You don't think about that. So since you don't think about it, it's easier for you to be able to tell that story because that's not the Claus that you know. It's everybody knows Santa Claus, and Santa Claus is capable of doing this, and Santa Claus is capable of doing that. It's never Mrs. Claus. It's always Mrs. Claus is innocent. She's up at the North Pole, and she's baking cookies, and she's making sure that the elves are okay. She's waiting for Santa to show back up. What if she's not? What if she's the scorned woman? How would she react to that? And that's kind of where that whole concept came from, was, Mrs. Claus is the scorned woman. How does she react for being the scorned woman? And she's been very sheltered at the North Pole for the majority of her life. And even the interactions in the grocery store. I mean, it's regular interactions in the grocery store, but you got to realize that they're still at the North Pole. You know, um, so just being able to just kind of tell it from her side of the story, where she's in the store and she's overhearing people talking about this older gentleman um who's he's debonair, and at the same time he's like the catch of the North Pole, and it's actually Santa Claus. It's so it's kind of lighthearted, but then it goes dark, but then she has lighthearted moments with Saint Valentine too. So I mean, that's
I
kind of where I
wasn't
was
telling
going
him
with
all that.
it.
I didn't I didn't want to tell him all that. I was trying to save that for the review.
I was trying to I was trying to I'm trying to not go too deep into it, because I mean, there's other it's layered. I can put it that way.
It is, you guys. And like I say, this is one of those great novellas. Whereas one night you just sitting in your bed and you just want to get something to read. I'm telling you, this is 83 pages worth, and when you close that last page, this is what you're going to say. What the devil? I did not just read this. And you should see me shaking my head like, did she really did that? Man, I can't never look at Santa Claus is coming to town. Because I'm going to look at Miss Claus and I'm going to think you crazy. You know?
And it's funny because I've had a lot of people that are saying that inboxed me um or message me on TikTok, and they're just like, "What did you do to Mrs. Claus?" And I'm just like, "Nothing." You know, it was in a lot. Even when in some of my reviews, it's like, "WTF did I just read?" Mrs. Claus, I'll never look at her the same. But I mean, it can happen.
Yes, you guys. You literally thinking what the blank did I just read. And I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. So I wasn't able to tell you about this segment of the show I have. It's called the Fun Questions. It's
Okay.
actually called the Hot Seat. We're going to take it there.
Hmm.
And this is going to be concerning your book.
Okay.
So the question is, if you could have any 90s R&B artist play Mrs. Santa Claus,
Hmm.
because Lifetime said we are making a movie out of this because we ain't never had nothing like this before. And I'm
Okay.
pretty sure Lifetime is never. Okay. Who would you get to play Mrs. Claus and why that individual?
You said 90s R&B artist?
90s R&B artist.
It's a toss up between Mary J. Blige and Tony Braxton, quite honestly. Um,
Who?
so because Tony's soulful, but I don't know, it's something in Tony's eyes where it's just like you can kind of tell that, she's kind of like a sneaky, she's a do dirt behind closed doors type.
Hey, hold up. So you know they got the Braxtons, right?
Mhm.
That's what I've been saying for a while. That
Mhm.
Tony Braxton ain't as innocent as we think she is. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
I Somebody is here with me. Somebody is
Right.
here. Even Tamar got some issues.
But
Now I get
Tamar
into shit.
Tamar is out and she's out about it. I mean, she's not hiding it, she's just like, this is me and this is what you get. Like it if you like it, don't if you don't, and that's what it is, but I'm not changing. But Tony, it's like you've got the Tony Braxton, the singer, and then you've got Tony Braxton. So
And she made reference to that in the show. She said there's Tony Braxton and there is Tony Braxton. I'm thinking,
mhm.
oh, so, okay, I see you, girl. I see you. Okay,
See,
so
and I
now we
don't
got
even watch
Tony
the
Braxton.
Braxtons, and I know that.
Yeah, this season I had to hang up. That's y'all don't need to be on TV with all this. But anyways, we leave that alone. So we got Tony Braxton as Mrs. Claus. So
Mhm.
now we got to talk about the player, Mr.
Okay.
Claus, Santa Claus. If you can have any male from 80s, one of them smooth gentlemen,
Oh,
who would play Mr. Claus? And why did you choose that individual?
from the 80s.
From the 80s. So we talking about, what is that? The OJs, Luther Vandross, Gregory Hines. Yeah.
So Teddy Pendergrass wouldn't be in the 80s, huh? He'd be more 70s.
I think Teddy would be in the 80s.
I
I
think
think he could
Teddy.
be. me see. I think he did came up with or was he dead by then? I'm sorry, I didn't see
No,
that.
we lost Teddy in early 2000s, I think.
Teddy, yep, he had that Love TKO, came out in
Yeah.
1980.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you're
didn't say Teddy would be Mr. Claus.
I can see that. If you guys actually look at the pictures of Teddy Pendergrass, he looks smooth. He
Real
looks like he would
smooth.
have one coming in the door and one leaving out the back door, and they will
Yes.
see each other and be like, "All right, it's all good." You know, he looks that
Yes.
smooth.
I saw I want to say it was an unsung of with Teddy Pendergrass, and I was just like, I didn't know Teddy was doing all that. And Santa Claus
Yeah.
was the same way in this book. You just like, I ain't know Santa was doing all that. you know, so-
People gonna be like, "What is this? Where can we find it?" We gonna tell y'all in a minute where you can get it from. Okay, so we got Tony Braxton
Mhm.
and Teddy Pendergrass. But Lifetime, you need a director. What author would you give the privilege of directing this movie? And why that author?
To direct the movie.
Mhm. So let me rephrase that a different way.
Mhm.
What author would you like to collaborate with and why?
And I'm just thinking collab authors because I've been doing a lot of reading.
Hmm.
Um so I'm trying to think of books that I've read recently because it's some books that I've read recently that I'm just like, you know what? I'd love to do a book with this person. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up my Kindle really quick.
Oh, she got to get pulled up.
Definitely Octavia Grant because she is basically the modern day queen of black horror, in my opinion. Um, let's see, but Octavia would I don't know. I think that she Octavia would take Mrs. Claus that next step past normal. And I mean, not to say that she's normal in this breeding, but I think that she would take Mrs. Claus to a place that Mrs. Claus would never think to go. I
Or
think
will
I
be
can say
able,
that.
or will be able to come back from.
And she wouldn't be able to come back from. Because I think that the way that the book ended, I think that she can come back from that place, but it's kind of like, don't cross me again because
So
you know
that's how
what I'm
it's going.
capable of.
That's how it's going. Are you going to do a part two?
I'm working on a part two. Last year, I promised everyone that I would put out a part two to the book. Unfortunately, life got to lifing, so I ended up taking some time off from writing, but I do have half of it done. It's just more so a part me getting to the second half of it and getting it wrapped up. But we got some newbies that popped in, but they kind of I can say this: a few people that y'all asked about at the end of this book made an appearance in the second book. I can say that.
Oh, okay. I'm not. I'm not. I'm going to keep it in. I'm going to keep it in. So, Lifetime said we loved it.
Hmm.
We got this on rotation because people are going and they're streaming it.
Hmm.
Now we want to do a biopic about you. We
Okay.
want to give you a chance to tell your story on
Hmm.
becoming an author and turning this into a movie. We want to hear from you.
Okay.
What modern day actress would you give the honor of being you and why?
Modern day actress. I think I would have to go with. Bear with me 1 second. You know, I've never really thought about that, quite honestly.
Ooh. A lot of
It's
people don't think that somebody actually playing them in the biopic. A lot of people don't.
because I've never thought about it from that perspective. That's something I would really have to give thought to. Um,
Well, I do have another question for you. And
okay,
this is a question that drew me when you just said this. Let me get my Kindle. How important is it for authors to be readers in your thought? Like, is it important for authors to be readers or
it's
is it
very
not?
important. It's very important. Patrice, bear with me 1 second. I'll be right back. I am so sorry.
Sure. And the reason why I asked that, you guys, is because there's a lot of authors who are not readers. And I'm so happy that she said that because I want to know, how do authors actually keep in contact with their craft? I mean, when you think about it, you want to be up to date and current with things. Just like musical artists, they need to be able to talk about the latest in music and the latest trends and things along that line. But how is it important for authors? Why why don't a lot of authors read works by other authors? There's enough out here for everyone, but I really feel that sometimes authors kind of lose touch when they're not reading other authors' works. Not saying that you need to copy their work, not saying that you're judging their work, but you're just expounding yourself to see what is popular and what is not. So that's why I asked her that question about authors being readers. Okay, so um, you guys, we do apologize, but I have to comment on the dedication of Miss Fatima because, like she said early in the podcast, that she is in the middle of a training, but she didn't want to leave you guys out. So I'm going to tell you the book, Mrs. Claus is a Serial Killer, like I said before, can be found on Amazon and her website. Right now, I am looking at the Amazon, and it is currently $5.99. It is so worth that $5.99, you guys. Okay, so we would like to thank Miss Fatima for being with us tonight. We're not going to hold her any longer because we know that she has another obligation, and I don't want to hold you guys because I know some of y'all got gifts y'all need to wrap, places y'all need to go, and like
Hello.
me. Oh, you still here. And like
I'm
me,
sorry.
you still got to order. So, Miss Fatima, we want to thank you for being with us tonight.
I am so very thankful for being with y'all tonight. And my apologies for
You
having the technical issues going on. I am so sorry,
listen,
but thank you.
listen. I just had to comment on your dedication because you said, I'm going to be there. I'm going to present myself. I'm going to talk about my brand. I'm going to talk
Hmm.
about my book, but I still got this obligation. Girl, you just
Hmm.
made it do what it do. Okay. You just made it do what it do.
Thank
And she
you.
did that also too with this book. I told them the book is on Amazon.
Hmm.
I just noticed, and when you said that this book was published last year.
It was. Yep.
So you guys know my tagline. There's no such thing as an old book because not everybody has read every book.
Very
This
true.
book read like she just published it yesterday. I was shocked when I went back and I know this is last year. It read like she just wrote this yesterday. I'm
Oh,
waiting on part two.
and I have
So
I'm dropping two more books this Christmas on Christmas Day. They're not the Claus books though,
okay.
but I am dropping two
See,
Christmas books on Christmas Day. Love stories, and then I promise y'all I'm gonna have Mrs. Claus out, and I'm trying to do Mrs. Claus and Saint Valentine in the same vein. So I'm trying to drop them both around the same time, probably mid January. But I'm working on it. I swear I'm working on it. But I do have two books dropping Christmas Day.
So you guys, when the books drops, I will automatically share them on my page. So you guys can grab them. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go back into my Kindle Unlimited because see, I don't want to miss nothing. I feel like a kid in a candy store, just grabbing all the books. But before we let you go, can you tell us where we can follow you, where we can find your books? I know you
Mm-hmm.
got some projects coming, some um, author appearances coming up, but you're going to contact with me later about
Mm-hmm.
that. But
Mm-hmm.
just give us the rundown before you leave.
Okay, before I go, of course, I'm on Amazon KU. You can also go to my website at Munroe Publications, Monreau Publications.com for my books, for any paperbacks. And also, I do have a couple books that are on Walmart.com actually. So if you go in, type in Fatima Munroe, I've got a couple books that'll pop up there. I'm back rather.
Well, of course, we're going to support you. And you guys, I thank you guys for being here on another Tuesday night. Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Just enjoy it with your families. And you know what? Check on others.
Yes,
And the
please.
reason why I say that is because lately, where I live at, we've been having people that have just decided that they can't no longer go on. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
And one day last week, there was a guy that was on the bridge.
Oh my god.
Before then, we had people that were jumping off of overpasses.
Oh my gosh.
Please, people, understand and know that there is someone out there that loves you, that is concerned, and that prays for you. One thing that I have always done when I say my prayers, I say, God, please look over anybody that knows a letter in my name. And because my name has the letter A, everybody knows it.
Mhm.
So take a chance. Step outside of your comfort zone. Maybe go tell your neighbor, knock on the door. Hey, Merry Christmas. Thank you for being my neighbor. Just let's start to look out for one another and bring empathy and compassion back in. Okay?
And if I may say really quick,
Go
please
ahead.
check on the elderly because there are a lot of elderly people that have lost all of their family and they're the only people that are out here. Please check on any elderly person that you know. If you can take them some food, maybe take them some tissue, sit with them for maybe about 30 minutes and just talk because they love to talk. Please check on the elderly. These are our elders, and we just want to make sure that they're still okay.
Yes, we know the holidays is about family and getting the gifts, but every time it doesn't have to be the gift of a physical gift. It can be the gift of hello, a gift
Mhm.
of I'm concerned, a gift of I hear you.
Mhm.
Okay? Empathy, compassion, 2026. Guess what? We all in this together. Despite what you may think, we
Yep.
are all in this together.
Yep.
So you guys, another Tuesday night in the book. Miss Fatima, we thank you for being here. Remember, there's no such thing as an old book because not everybody has read every book. Happy holidays, everyone. See you next Tuesday.
All right.
Bye.
Happy holidays. Thank you.
You're welcome.